Cool. Well, firstly, thank you for today, man. Like, I thanked you for the hospitality yesterday, but then today, I won't say we surpassed, but you know what I mean, being able to groom the Highland cattle.
Yeah, Highland Coop.
Yeah, that was something that, you know what I mean, you can only get close enough at the Bronx Zoo. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So last night we kind of started off with like your business endeavors and the executive Mach. So I kind of want to continue in that vein because the last few times that we've linked, there has been this this giddiness, this excitement about your role as an executive producer. So I won't say the name of the artist or the project, but you're executive producing something that you seem to be extremely proud of. And then a couple times before this, you were excited about Drew and Fahim's project, and then before that, it was Drew's project. Almost even more excited about their projects than your own works. So talk to me about that executive producer space and how it calls to you creatively.
Yeah, I don't know, I think that's my forte. Just because, you know, normally in this role you have people with no musical acumen. Kind of like, I don't know, what's the diametric opposite of creative? Like, in that, those are usually the people in those roles, right? And normally it's like some kind of fucking con artist, you know, or, you know, some kind of hustler or whatever the fuck, you know. But, you know, nobody that cares about the artist, nobody that cares about the product, really, you know. Or even the product's staying power, you know, which is a shame most of the time. I think it's also shameful, just the state of affairs when the executive producer and the artist are not aligned, and the executive producer is being used as like a handler for the talent, or like a cat's paw for the label, you know, like an overseer. I don't really like that. I don't like that dynamic. And what I do is, the first thing I do is ensure the artist that that's not going on here, and which is something I think is a gift, because the artist can really trust me because they already know that I have their best interests at heart. And furthermore, I believe an executive producer should be a champion for the artist. And not only the artist, but the artist's work, because, you know, the artist is a human being and they're gonna have ups and downs, but the work should be representative of the best that the artist has to offer at all times. And, you know, like I said, like, not too many executive producers are gonna cultivate a relationship and, you know, and be, and, you know, kind of have the presence of mind not to let the finance interfere with the creative. I'm gonna say it again. I know I said it yesterday. I'll say it again. Because I'm not in it for fucking. How about the big body farm? Chain with the charm? Yo, okay. Damn. Alright. See? Nah. See? I might be persuaded. You know, it depends. It depends what kind of chain, what kind of charm. And what kind of big body farm. You feel me? So, but, I mean, all jokes aside though, like, I think, like I said, I have a unique perspective, and I'm a trailblazer. I'm an innovator. I'm not afraid to step out on a limb for the artist, right? And really, I mean, for the work, right? Because at the end of the day, when you're executive producing, it's project by project. So really, the work, right? The body of work, like, I don't know. It's like, to me, it's like breaking the oath. You were there for the artist, not for yourself. And it's gonna show. Like, for me, what I really enjoy is like being able to make an impact that's easy to see. An impact that's easy to follow and trace back in time. And when people get to look at it from the bigger picture and kind of zoom out, take a step back and watch the chain of events and watch how the line, the schedule, whatever you want to call it, it kind of stays the same, and then there's this spike every time Mach come around. You know what I'm saying? That's the what they call the proof is in the pudding. That's the proof that's in the pudding. So, I don't know. It's a win-win for me because I also learn so much from these experiences too, and that's what makes me so excited, because it's me being the difference that I want to see in the world. Because I would have loved to have an executive producer worthy of my fucking energy, worthy of my mastery. You know what I mean? But what happened is I had to do it myself. And so instead of sitting there complaining about the lack of synergy, the lack of connectivity, and then even in the relationship, and then even in the product, the lack of sonority, the lack of harmony, instead of complaining like most niggas and blaming other people, I figured I would be that change that I wanted to see in the world. No matter how small it is, it's a microcosm, but it's a world within a world, and it matters. It matters. So I just wanted to be that thing because I couldn't find it. And if I couldn't find it, and I'm yo, if I can't find it, it ain't there. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. And so I had to become it. You know what I mean?
And then the artists specifically that you chose to go into that role for. So Fahim, Drew, and then the artist whose project you let me hear.
Right.
Well, we drove around to it today and yesterday.
Yep.
Why these artists specifically? Like, what did you see in Drew? Because you're very selective about who you surround yourself by.
Right.
So what was it in Drew that was like, oh, okay, this is somebody not only on a professional level, but he could be in my circle for the long haul?
I mean, at the end of the day, the paragon of excellence, if we had to go region by region, if we're going to play that game, I mean, New York, right? That's the Mecca, right? So who the illest in New York? Keep playing with yourself. Who the illest in New York? You don't know? Who the illest in New York? Alright. So anyway, me personally, like I only fuck with the illest, with the best. He's the best by far. So it was a no-brainer. And don't get me wrong, now skill, it can only get you so far. It's not gonna work with me, right? Because there's plenty of skilled, talented people, but the man behind the product, the human, the creator, the pale horse rider, you know what I'm saying? It gotta be a certain quality, because I'm not, like I said, I'm also, as an executive producer, I'm working for the project, but who I am behind that role, the man, the God, the being that occupies that station, I gotta be able to vibe with who you are. And so, like I said, he's a class act far as like, no weirdo shit. Like, trust me, it's like one of the few artists that I've had such a great pleasure to deal with. You know what I'm saying? On some real shit. It's been nothing but an honor and a pleasure, right? And you know, and plus, like, I ain't gonna lie, Fahim had already like vetted him too. You know what I'm saying? So peace to the God, you feel me? But Fahim had already vetted him, so which led me to give him a chance, because like I said, it can't only be about skill. You know, Fahim's like, no, yo, you might, I don't know, you might want to talk to him. You might want to.
But how early did he catch your attention though? Because
how curly? Yo, you heard that? All right, go ahead.
Because you both were on Fly Guy, not together, but like, was he somebody that was on your radar at that point, or were you just?
Nah, I didn't even know. I didn't know who he was. It's not like we met each other. Fly Guy wasn't put together like that.
Right.
So, you know, I do remember Wes asking me like, "Yo, what do you think about this?" And I was like, "Oh, who the fuck is that? That's pretty good, right?" I was like, "Yeah, keep that." You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "All right." I'm like, "Who's that?" He's like, "Drew." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. But eventually, you know, things came full circle, and on Fahim's recommendation, the God Fahim's recommendation, Brederick, you know, he gave Drew that thumbs up or whatever. So, and then I went and I looked and I was like, yo, son, it's on some shit, some real live shit. Like, I don't really think far as that rapping goes, nigga. You got niggas, nah, nigga. You're not fucking with some real shit. You gotta, you know. And I hear, I don't know, I see a lot of disparaging comments being made from time to time, and it's like, it's not for lack of skill or anything like that, because again, name one person that could see some on that mic device. Like, it's not even close, yo. I mean, it wasn't even close. And you know, after that Crew Toy edition, I'm sorry I put that together, but I did.
And what's your preferred method of working, or not preferred method? How do you actually work it? Like,
Okay.
coming in as the executive, are you there from beginning to end? Do you wait till each of the artists get kind of like a rough sketch of a project, and then you come in and you add your touches? Like, how have you worked in
It depends.
so far?
Okay, that's a really good question. It depends. I've done it several ways. It just, each one, like, I don't know, I don't want to say, fuck it, I'm going to say it like it's a boutique experience, right? So it's like a haberdasher or a men's clothier or something like that, or fashion house. Each client has a different need, a different palette, a different, just even the dimensions, their size, the pant size, the jacket size, the shirt size, the neck, the arm, length of the arm, the inseam. Everybody's different, man. So, you know, what works for the guy Fahim doesn't work for Wild D. What works for Wild D is not necessarily always going to work for the guy Fahim, and so on and so forth. So, you know, I like to approach it, you know, from the perspective of customization. You know what I'm saying? And you know, each person has different strengths. Like, you know, some people want a hat with their suit, right? But some people despise the concept of a suit, and they need something outside of the box, and they want to revile and repel the audience. You know what I'm saying? But some people want to ingratiate and attract. You know what I'm saying? So it depends, and you know, and look, I'm there from the beginning to the end. I'm even there before. Sometimes there is no album, and then I might inspire an album from just basic conversation. You know, because I start there first. one thing about it is, so far, every project that I've executive produced has started out as a genuine relationship, right? And it's just like a natural progression, like, oh, you know, Mach, you the greatest of all time, like, you know what I'm saying? Can you know what I mean? The greatest ever. So like, yo, I want to add, you know, I want to pick your brain, and it's like, shit, you fortunate enough to be in my presence, and now you can pick my brain. Well, go ahead and pick my brain because I'm here. Because I would do the same if I were in your shoes.
Use me, don't misuse me.
Yo, love me, say that you love, you know what I mean? I niggas stop being funny, man. You know you love me, nigga. Y'all niggas love me, man. For real. I know it. You know you love me. You know you love me like cook food.
And something that's been on my mind a lot lately.
Yeah.
So you and I, we have this thing like we send each other information back and forth. And one of the ones that comes to my mind is when Adam Newman and the WeWork shit was going on.
Right.
We would exchange like links, New York Times, whatever, Verge, whatever. Like
yeah, that was a very interesting time.
Yeah. Just to update each other on what was going on and just like to see how it was moving. So I was just like curious about what executives or businesses are currently inspiring, you know, you and your approach.
SoftBank.
Oh yeah.
Number one. Elon is interesting, and all his various engagements. We don't really know what it's going to become because he's experimenting in real time, and the whole world gets to be a part of it. But he's very cutting edge, bleeding edge, and I can appreciate that. I'm not really into Apple anymore because I don't know. I was there. I was more into Steve and that vibe and what he was promoting culturally. That's gone. So I don't know. I'm not really into that. I don't know. I don't want to go too far into that because I'm actually in the process of investing in several different situations. So I don't want to say too much. I'll just probably just touch on the surface a little bit, but yeah, I don't want to get too deep.
Yeah. I could do that.
Yeah.
So, another thing that I think about is that, you know, yesterday we talked about HBO and how you distributed it. Now you're in a more, I guess, secure place. A lot of structure, operations, you know what I mean? Like moving parts, infrastructure,
right,
all of that stuff that make things go. When you look back on how you've maneuvered over the last 5 years,
without it,
yeah,
with nothing.
How do you feel about some of your earlier moves in hindsight, though? Like, do you feel like you made things more difficult for yourself? Were you working from, you know, just whatever you had to make it work? Like how do you rate yourself or think about some of the earlier moves that you made, man, from a business perspective?
Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me. Please allow me to be frank. I think I'm the greatest. I don't have any peers. I have tons of friends. See, relax. Tons of friends with no peers. I did what I had to do, and everyone else benefited from me doing what I had to do. And if the cost was, you know, I don't know, like maybe I'm not getting invited to all the parties. I don't know. It's COVID, so I don't know if the parties is really hitting like that no more anyway. So it's like, I don't know. All of it kind of worked out for me. So I believe that a lot of this shit is kismet, and you can't stop, you know, like an idea whose time has come is one of the most unstoppable forces in the universe. And like that, I believe that's what I represent. You know what I mean? Like, people have been playing around and kind of tiptoeing around this whole kind of meat market, kind of auction block, slave master dichotomy shit that goes on in the business. I'm the first person to truly challenge that, like, fully but, you know what I mean? Fully dunce. You know, I don't really conform to, you know, all the shit you think needs to happen in order for an artist to be successful. I look at the same way I do with Drew, with Fi, and with the homie who shall remain nameless until the album drop.
Which is good. I enjoyed it, by the way.
You enjoyed it? Thank you.
At a later date, I would like to discuss what I like about it.
And I would like to discuss it as well. I think it's a great plan. Great plan. But yeah, anyway, like I was saying, I did what I had to do and it worked out perfectly for me because the same way I do for Fly, Drew, and the homie, I just say he's from Atlanta. Oh my God, I just gave you a clue. Okay. I just customized the strategy based on where I was in relation to where I wanted to be. Figured out how much ground I had to cover, and just, you know what I mean? The rest is history. I wanted to get from point A to point B, and I figured out how to do it. If point A, if there's a nigga, okay, if there's a river between point A and point B, you're gonna find a way to fucking make a boat, right? Wrong? No? If there's a mountain between point A to point B, you're gonna fucking scale the mountain. You're gonna climb it, right? Yes, wrong? If there's a street to cross, you're gonna look both ways before you cross. You wanna get hit by a car. Shit is like total common sense. But like I said, people like to subscribe to this idea that there's a formula, there's a book you can buy, that shit doesn't matter. You gotta live in real time and crunch real numbers in real time. You can't make it up. And do not underestimate the power of visualization. And what is it? My mind is like a flower in bloom. Right? Okay. Come on, nigga. Don't waste my time. You know how to do this. You the most powerful thing on this universe. You know how to do this. Nigga, you want it, nigga, go get it, nigga. Because it's in here. Before you ever see it here, it's in here. Stop wasting my time. Do it. You can't blame me for that. You got the power. Do it.
And I feel like we should end it on that note.
Yeah, he'll do it. He'll just do it like Nike do.
Yeah. So
I got these scammers on too. He's the Dolce, whatever, Home Day, whatever the fuck. Scammers.
Yeah, thank you, man.
You're welcome. Scammers and pajamas are chasing teddy bears. Fuck you.
So, first things first, man. So we burned a few fires up to this point, but tonight I feel like it was the most raging. Like, what did you do differently tonight in building this particular fire?
It was the way I stacked it. I kind of, you know, I didn't go as hard the other 2 days as far as the way I built it. So the design was a little bit different tonight for maximum poppage. You feel me?
And what's your preferred wood that you use?
Oh, so in there we got walnut, black walnut, and oak. Yep.
All right. So to get into it, there is this misconception, I feel like, that Mach doesn't go outside. And I feel like you I feel like you've debunked that a couple times. So we did the Watt Palm George event in New York.
Yep, at the Chai House. Yep.
Yeah. Shout out to Chris.
Shout out Chris.
And we've recently seen you with Wes recording.
Yeah, that shit was fire.
But the thing that I think was the most surprising, though, is for the rollout of Mike's Bar Lemonade. He took over the title Twitter feed and interacted with, whoever was interested. Talk to me about, the idea behind that particular portion of the rollout and interacting and interfacing with, the investors.
Yeah. So, if you remember, it was a title exclusive, the project itself. So that was like the only streaming service that had it for a minute. And so, we strategized with the many different arms of that empire, right? Jigga told me, he said, Mikasa, Esukasa, and then I understand that language, and I didn't have to say much more, and he meant it. And so it was really like all up to like, my imagination as far as that went. It was, as they say, it was all hands on deck. We had a nice meeting with, all the different branches of that particular governing body. And we figured out how to bring the Duce, bring the title, Rock Nation. It was interesting, and so. But the funny thing is that whole title Twitter thing, that was like literally like a last minute kind of, like I think we were already winding down. We had the meeting with all the pertinent actors, the right people from every organization, and well, not organization, but every branch, right, of the organization, the umbrella. And like right before it was over, someone mentioned, I think it was Elaine or something, and something about, doing some live interaction. And then we had to figure out which one was it going to be, right? Would it be Rock Nation? Would it be Title? Would it be Duce? Which one? We ended up doing something on Duce's IG Live, right? With the brand ambassador. Peace, shout out Sullivan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We still got to go sailing and fishing. Don't forget. But yeah, that was cool. It was like a last minute thing, and then it was like, we just figured out like, title's a way to go. That would be a good way to go since it's a title exclusive. And then I don't know, it was like it's easy. It was organic, It was literally like the night before.
Yeah. And was there anything that surprised you about that process, or interfacing with that type of organization in that way?
Nah, I mean the whole thing about it is like, you know, I didn't just blow in to town like a fucking tumbleweed, right? So I don't know. Like I was carrying it into there like a baby. So like you know, everything was all things worked together for my benefit. You know, I don't have anything, any real serious analyzation for that. Yeah, it was too right. So I was just like, oh, okay, well, this is really good. Thank you, Jigga Man.
Oh, I mean it's back.
Whoa. Cool.
But in the same vein as like dealing with labels, I know in your ascendance there was you willing to play ball or trying to play ball. So you put out Bulletproof Love through Bad Taste. And then there was an attempt to do some Dollar Menu vinyls or Dollar Menu 2 vinyls.
Yeah, with some goofy niggas, right?
That didn't work out.
That didn't work out. It was goofy, right?
But now you have Nature Sounds.
Yeah,
that's doing a lot of distributing of the physicals.
Very smart people at Nature Sounds. Very smart, forward-thinking, fucking people. Genius, actually. Smart guys. Yeah, probably the smartest out this motherfucker for real.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about like the origin of that relationship, or what was it about? You know them. I mean, you know, I just heard you say those things about them being smart and innovative and all of that. What was the courtship like, or the meeting like?
Yeah, it took a minute. You know me. I don't even with anything, even with like, you know, all the goodness, you know, with the whole rollout for Lemonade and all of that. That shit was like 5-6 years in the making. Like, people see things and they don't fucking understand. None of this shit is like, you know, some overnight goof shit. This is not flash in the pan. Like, I'm certified, son. Like, what the fuck do you think this is? What do you think we doing? Like, so all of that was a culmination of like years of, you know, conversing. It's the same thing even with Nature Sounds. Like, that shit took several years because I'm not just running all over the place like a goofy. Like, it's just not in my DNA, and it's definitely not part of my plan. So even if I was gonna wing it, it wouldn't be like a goof, right? So yeah, all of that stuff was like super organic, super natural. What made sense, right? That's all you see. What makes sense? What really works for me? Because that's my main priority. You know, because when it's my stuff, I'm executive producing myself. I'm treating myself the same way I would treat Drew, whoever, the guy Fahim, whoever. You know what I'm saying? The homie from Atlanta. Yeah, that's coming though. So yeah.
But to that point about the attempt to do the Dollar Menu 2 vinyls, like, why doesn't something like that work? Like, what's the miscommunication or the disrespect or just the blurred lines that were made across that prevent something like that from coming to fruition?
Vocabulary limited. The glossary ain't banging. It's not where it needs to be. So the shit I'm talking about, they haven't evolved their business style to that point yet. So there's so many, the failure to communicate is based on lack of education, or like, it just doesn't add up, right? Like, we're not aligned for maximum conversation because you don't know what I'm talking about. So I don't think it's even about, I literally believe that some things are not meant to coexist. It's like, or you know, furthermore, more specifically, collaborate certain entities, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just like it just was like a total, like I don't know, they don't have the right personnel, like you know what I mean? Those people aren't as smart as like nature sounds or whatever. That's all it is. You know what I mean? As far as like, they're not hip to what's going on. They don't understand what I'm doing. I shouldn't have to explain what I'm doing. Not the fucking cultural icon, right? So if you don't know that, then I don't even know where to begin with you. That's the springboard for the conversation. Like, some people, they come to the conversation, you can just tell by the first fucking word that comes out of their mouth, like, you don't even know where you are. You're way out of your depth, and this is not going to go anywhere. So, just fuck it.
Another thing that I was intrigued by was the Slime Sense 99.com.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Blockbuster.
Bonanza, extravaganza.
Yes. So, for a lot of people, the word sale usually means like the brand is in a bad way, or you couldn't move enough product, or something like that. And so, So what was it? Because that's counter to also what people align you with. It's like sell, Mach-Hommy, like those two things don't usually coincide.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. In a sense, like I don't know. If I could draw a parallel, I would say that think of that shit as like a fucking initial public offering, man. Just making a way for the little guy to get his motherfucking ore in the water. And that's it. I split the stock, nigga. You know what time it is. That's it, you know what I mean? And everybody loved it. And everybody's shit, you know, everybody's material and merchandise, all their fucking collectible items appreciated because of it. Everybody's happy. People got in that would have never been able to get in. It's good. It's good. Social welfare program. It's good.
The flipper pack.
Yo, the flipper pack. You feel me? And niggas thought I wasn't supporting the flippers. Like, come on, man. Y'all know that meme, this shit? Come on, man. Like, think about it, son. Don't be a dunce. You know what I mean? All the flippers, you know, turn me up. Bootleg niggas is goof, but yeah, flippers, like, turn me up, please. I love you, like, pay your mortgage, turn me up.
And then to gain access.
Yeah, buy a new car, nigga, turn me up. You know you want one.
To gain access, though, was like a series of questions.
You talking about Rings of Fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for niggas. Good for the blood. Good for the circulation, you feel me? You gotta think a little bit, you know what I'm saying? That honestly, that adds an element to the interaction, to the experience. Like, that no amount of money, no amount of marketing or PR could ever replace the feeling you get from fucking working out the problem and figuring out the secret password on your own, son. Like, yo, it's a fucking experience of a lifetime. Ask the people who made it happen, you know. The only people that don't understand is those that don't experience it, you know. I mean, everybody loves it. I am love and being loved in divine order. Repeat that. What you talking about?
And this happened a while ago.
Yeah.
And then we talked about this the first night that we sat down, but the way you distributed HBO.
Right.
Like, after a while, you actually just made it free via SoundCloud. So can you just talk about the decision-making process with that?
Yeah, I mean,
it's a highly coveted project.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I figured what I would do is I would, again, in a sense, like you know, you want to think of it as, again, another IPO, right? You know, and you know, okay, now this thing that all the early investors have got an opportunity to sit with and fucking commit to heart. You know what I'm saying? And now the rest of the world gets to sample at their leisure, but they don't get to own. Right? That's two different states of consciousness, right? No? You think so? Maybe? Like this thing right here, like I'll let you use it, but I own it, like it's mine. You understand that? So that was the case. So all it did was increase the value of the material, you know, for the owners. You know, so again, another move that was made on behalf of the investors, my most esteemed and valued investors. I love you. You fucking keep me dripped out and fucking healthy. Thank you.
So we debunked the antisocial myth. We debunked the anti-label stance.
Anti-label? I mean, shit, I at the end of the day, bro, I only fuck with the top brands, you feel me? You feel me? Like, top, you know what I mean? Top shot of business. You know what I mean? S. Carter Enterprises, top level umbrella business. You know what I'm saying? When it rain, niggas get wet, all that.
So the last place I want to go for tonight is the anti-streaming. Which we kind of talked about.
Why is that when? How is it anti when HBO?
Right, that's what I was gonna say. You kind of touched on it with HBO, but
yeah, and Dollar Menu, and I mean, what the fuck? Dollar Menu 2, Wap George, I don't fucking know, and then a bunch of shit now.
Right.
Hard Lemonade.
Back into the
Bulletproof Love. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's time to offer these experiences to the public. Like the owners already own. Like, so y'all niggas telling me like the team got owners, but so nobody's supposed to watch the basketball game? Like, what's going on? Like, we need spectators. Like, so now we got all the owners. We got everything. We got the teams is the projects. We got the teams. We got the owners. We got you got, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. We got the all-star squad. We got the, you know. So I don't know the whole what they call it. The whole ecosystem is there. You know what I'm saying? With just the modes of delivery, the special items like the Gap. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Experiences that, you know, no matter how many people hear the digital, like, there's nothing like that physical on earth. There's nothing like owning that Gap physical copy. Promise that.
Or the HBO puzzle vinyl.
Or the HBO irregular puzzle vinyl. Nobody fucking gets that feeling. With the, you know, they get the experience in music, but they don't have that. They don't own. You know what I'm saying? It's different. Owning is different. Right? Think about the difference between someone who owns a Tesla and they see something about the stock going up, or just see a Tesla driving down the street, you know, versus like, you know, somebody that just like, you know, I parked next to a Tesla at, you know, the supermarket the other day. It was really nice. Like, they don't really know, right? They just see it. They don't know. They don't own. So, again, I think all of these things just had to happen in a particular order, right? There was a time for me to limit and understand and collect data and, you know, figure out, you know, and really honestly, just, I was only taking the time to establish, like a really solid core of investors, you know, that could follow me. One, trust me enough to follow me, and two, you know, be strong enough to support where I was going with everything, you know, and I found that, and I'm so fucking fortunate and very blessed that I found all of you in such a fucking short amount of time. That, you know, that's the real blessing, right? The turnaround, right? Because, you know, the building of the momentum, that's what takes forever. But man, once that shit starts to roll, it's like snowball mania. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, bro? Yeah, shit crazy. Crazy.
So essentially, or the moral is that you aren't anti.
I'm pro Mach-Hommy, my nigga. That's the problem with a lot of folks. If I may, you know, opine for a second, I think the problem might be that, again, people take way too much time studying other shit. Like, master yourself. You don't even know what you want, but you got something to say about what somebody else wants. You don't even know. Remove the fucking beam from your eye before you comment about the fucking splinter in mine. Good night.
Thank you.
Right. Just go, you watching my Fireside? Nah, you watching basketball. I'm out, bro. You ain't watching me Fireside, bro. You ain't watching shit, bro. You ain't watching shit, bro. One. Nah, alright.
So yeah, I don't know at what point it was paused, but we were talking about.
Huh?
It's delayed.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, we were talking about a highly acclaimed producer that you're interested in doing the whole tape with.
Oh, again?
Well, yeah, because I don't know at what point.
Okay.
I don't know at what point it paused.
We good? We still rolling?
Yeah.
Missy, misdemeanor, Elliot.
Yeah.
Did I say that shit?
Yeah.
Like 3 times?
Yeah.
Alright, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hi, Missy. We love you.
This one is from Pete Shine.
Yeah.
How's the quarantine changed the way that you make music?
Shit, I always did. But isolated, so it's like, didn't change shit, really. Just, you know, in my own space with no free radicals trying to permeate the cell membrane and all that shit. You know, like, sanctified ground, you know. I like the room to stay galvanized, you feel me? Sometimes people come in and drain the fucking energy, fucking vibe, so it's just be me and the equipment. That's my favorite setup, you know what I'm saying? And so it's the same shit.
This one is from Quartz Bleeding.
Okay.
What's your favorite album of all time?
Oh, fuck. Next question.
This one is from Nani Darko. Who's an artist you've been meaning to collaborate with but haven't gotten a chance yet?
Bujubata.
This one's from Vingpen21.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Droog album?
Shit, you serious? What the fuck? Dump Yard Crew Toy Edition, like for real? Mythical.
And this one I've seen a few times, so if I don't ask, it's not because I was fronting on you, it's just that a couple people already asked ahead of you. This one is from S-Clant or Sclant. I don't know, I don't want to fuck up your shit. Shalom again.
Right.
Will we ever see another Gap physical release? Finals specifically.
Never.
This one is from Snakey is on Fire. Can Mach tell us a little bit more about his relation to Judaism? I've noticed he uses some Hebrew and Yiddish phrases in his verses, and of course the connection with Drew and being on jury. Thanks.
Okay, Lalibela. Go look it up, and yeah, that's your clue. Lalibela.
How many languages does Mach speak? That's from Vingpen21 as well.
Well, all the Romance languages, and then I just started dealing with some Eastern shit in the past couple years. So obviously you got to be able to speak Russian to talk to Drew for real. But yeah, you know what I mean. All the Romance languages. I mean, just the way the education system works, the private system works in Haiti. You know what I mean? It's really high quality. Definitely when I was legit. So
This one's from No Pulp. Does Mach-Hommy watch One Piece?
what's that?
I think it's anime.
Nah, sorry.
This one is from Abandon This Era. Outside of Drew and Fahim, who has been your favorite people to work with or person to work with, and why?
Shit, West. Oh, and why? Okay. Because.
Will we ever get Cindy back on streaming, or is it gone forever? That's from Prop. You know what? Never mind. I don't know. It's is Cindy gone forever, or will it be?
Nah, it's coming back. It's gonna come back in like another life. You know what I'm saying? But in your lifetime, but it's gonna have another life. It's coming back.
Alright, so now we're gonna switch directions and get to the IG inquiries.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like we're making good time. We should have enough to get through all
Yeah, I'm trying to give everybody, some energy.
Oh shit, my fault. I ain't going to the DM part.
Oh,
I
okay.
think I got a few more in the Twitter DMs. So,
All right.
let's see. This one is from Bromethazine.
Yo.
The Gat is a special record, both physically and musically. Can you share with us some of the intentions and approaches that went into making that project? And given that listeners have ranked it among the best of its decade, do you feel those intentions were understood?
Bro, man, you know better. You know better than to be asking me all of that. Out of everyone, you know. All right, cool, but it's cool though. But it's cool. Well, I didn't really intend for that many people to hear it, honestly. So no, I mean, I knew that the small group of people that would have it, you know, because I just knew like nobody would rip it and start download, you know, uploading the digital, but I guess somebody did it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only way you could get it. So and people started sharing it, so that shit was that was ill. I always had great intentions for all the seeds that I sowed, and I was one of the greater seeds. So I definitely expected it to go far, but did I foresee this chain of events? No, not exactly. You know what I'm saying? But to your point, the last question you asked was, were the intentions, you know, do I feel like, you know, the public, you know, received the project and you know, the outcome, the present outcome, does it reflect my intentions? I think so. Maybe not precisely, but in a way, you know, for sure. Like,
this one is from The Mind is God.
oh, okay.
He wants to know about the Mythical Mach-Hommy tapes. So like Super Tape, FYI EPs, Greek Fest. He wants to know.
This a dirty nigga. What's the name again?
The Mind is God.
The Mind is God. All right, peace. What he
So
say?
he just wants to know, like, if they're real. Like,
What you mean, nigga? Yes, real. Yes, real. Right. It's definitely real. I can't believe nobody. You not in the right chat rooms, nigga. Somebody should have gave you that zip already. You lacking. That's what I know. You lacking like fuck. Niggas ain't sharing the super tape. Oh man. Okay.
He also added another piece. He was like, it was known to be like given out for free in audiences at live shows, something like that.
Well, that happened one time, but cool. Yeah, I don't know, you somebody. Well, I fucking know that. You on some Nardwar Fed shit, nigga. 12. Agent Mind is God. Show ass. Yeah.
Let's see. Sifting through something that hasn't really been asked. Do you want to hear about you being a genius, or?
Okay.
All right. First of all, I would like to say, Mach, you're a fucking genius. I've been a fan for a while now, and I've never once heard an album, song, or feature that didn't leave me speechless. My question would be, who or what inspires your creative process? And would you say it has changed or evolved throughout the years?
See, I like the way he came in, so I'm gonna say this.
And that person is Music Cal.
Music.
Cal.
Cal?
No, Cal, like,
Oh, Cal.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. So divine feminine. Alright. So not to get too deep, it's like, far as like how they asking, I can answer it this way. My greatest influences have nothing to do with music, nigga. Promise you. Next.
This one is flour or corn tortillas. And this is Brandon Vincent Photography.
What do you want?
Huh?
What's the question?
He just wants to know flour or corn tortillas.
Oh, dead ass, that's the
That's the
question.
question. Yeah.
I thought that was part of the handle. Okay.
Nah.
Like the act flower and
Nah. He just wants to know. What's your preference?
Damn, you a wild nigga, man. Corn. Maize. Yeah.
And this one is another food question. This one is there a specific food or meal that reminds you of childhood or home?
Sauce pois. Next. Oh, sauce pois noir. Okay. Avec du blanc.
This is from the XX Ascent. My question to Mach is, have you ever dipped into the realm of psychedelics? And if so, what was your experience like?
Well, I don't know. Is psilocybin considered psychedelic? I don't know. But, you know, that, I mean, I could, what they call, like, I could do, like, heroic doses and go fucking, you know what I mean? That shit don't really, I don't know. Like, I've taken a lot. Like, so I don't know. It doesn't really, I never trip, so. Nah, and that's as far as I've ever gone, right? Shrooms. So, I never go hardcore, like, nah.
This one's from KV Matic. Peace to the God. What are some of Mach's favorite books?
All the major holy texts.
This question is from Barry from Good for the Day. It says, short term, long term, what are the plans for Mach the individual and Mach the brand?
Nice. The Mythical brand is going to improve just the general tone of how business is done with artists, keeping artists first and foremost, and you know, moving into this next generation of artists who are going to have a totally different experience from, you know, everyone who came before them, and definitely one that's more beneficial to the artist, to the creator. That's what the brand is essentially about at the end of the day. And Mach the individual is like, be fruitful. I got to be fruitful and multiply, you dig? So yeah, I'm on that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Wellness, prosperity, you know, health is wealth, longevity, you know what I'm saying? Just like, and edification, you know? I don't want, you know, to give you advice and not be able to, you know, propel you in that direction too. Like, cause one of the worst things to me is like people that sit around giving advice, telling you to do this, do that, but then it ain't no check with it, or it ain't no facilities with it, or it ain't no kind of resources with it. You know what I mean? So yeah, me, who I really am, that's gonna be my lane, right? So we get into it though. I promise we get into it.
This one is back in the vein of re-release of vinyls.
Okay.
This one specifically is for FYI.
Yeah.
And this is from Mach-Hommy. So yes, alright.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we never did a vinyl for that. So yeah, that's coming.
Oh, and he had a follow-up. Also, are you ever planning on releasing the third Love project in the vein of Love Hurts and Bulletproof Love?
Actually, nah. I never thought of that. Good idea.
This one is, any plans to work with the Alchemist again in the near future? That's from All Met Elite.
Probably not. Next.
This one is from Dawood. Which project of yours did you enjoy the most while creating, and why?
HBO. Big fucking fun. Big fun. Because, I don't know, it's just like, again, the way my life was going at that time, that shit was so therapeutic. That shit was everything, son. Promise you. For real. Like, I found myself in a fucking 2-week trance. That's what it was. Like it's like I came from the cave with the fucking with the recitation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my forehead was dusty. You know what I mean? Like straight up prostration marching, everything. Shit, it was different, man. I went into a space, I disappeared, and then I came back with that shit. Promise.
This one's from JT McKinley. If you could perform any one song to any one person in history, who would it be, and what would you perform?
Oh shit. These niggas. I'm gonna have to circle back with this hot shit. It's a hot nigga. What's his name?
JT McKinley.
JT Jack and Taurus for McKinley. Okay, JT Money. What you say? Damn. Okay. Wow. What I'm gonna say to you is like that's the best question ever, nigga, and catch you on the B side with that. Nah, about to fucking burn my fuse with that. Cause that's wild. That's heavy. That's a good one, JT.
Do you have any connection to the UK? I've heard you make many references throughout your project. Flip You Like a Dustbin Lid, James Bond references on Quartz Movement, Winchester Skates, etc.
Right. I mean, don't we all? Like this this is a fucking British colony.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was from Noah Lee.
But yeah, I mean, what the fuck? What do you think the United States is? Like we still watch the fucking royal family weddings on fucking, you can't even see nothing on TV when that type of stuff happens. Like, so, yeah, of course, there's a connection with the UK. Like, it's mad obvious. Everywhere you go, like, that's what they sell to us. So, yeah, it's part of it's ingrained in the culture. Like, that's what the United States is. It's an extension of Great Britain, son. Like, what you think it is?
This one is from Hassan Blase. What inspires Mach more, the process of creating the art or the response praise from investors?
Nah, the process. Yeah, like, yo, you see what happened to people that wait for the investors? Or like, nah, I would never have investors if I was going off investors. You see what I'm saying? It don't work like that.
This one is from Derek Evans. When it's all said and done, what do you want all of the investors to take or learn from all the music and business ventures?
Definitely never let anyone else measure your value by their fucking warped, personal fucking standards, right? Full of hang-ups and full of stereotypes and prejudice and shit like that. You just gotta already know that's what's going on. You feel me? Like, you gotta show people how to fucking deal with what you bring into the table, like, cause they gotta go off of the way you perceive your own shit. So I want everyone to be able to just, love, understand, overstand, value, and project that value from within out, to the world, so that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that you the sole controller, you the driver, you gotta be in your own driver's seat, right? To take yourself where you wanna go. That's what I want them to get. They gotta fucking become independent, just even on the inside. I'm not saying don't be a part of a community. I'm not saying that, but like, yo, you gotta take care of yourself. Numero uno. That's what I want people to take away. Self-care, self-love. You know what I'm saying? Self-worth.
And still from Derek, he said this is what he really wanted to ask.
Oh.
Do you have any Haitian relatives or roots in New Orleans?
I got some distant family in New Orleans, actually, that I was vibing with. Distant relatives that I was vibing with just last year. But yeah, that's and definitely ton of roots. But I damn near got roots everywhere. I got roots and relatives in Chicago. I got roots and relatives in LA. Look at you getting shaky and shit, right? Got roots and relatives all up and down throughout Florida, all throughout NY, all throughout. I got niggas in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Houston. Yo, son, Haitians make babies, yo. Like, for real. So, it could get real goofy, real quick.
And I think this is actually the last one.
Okay.
This is from Wavy God.
Oh, okay.
Wavy God says, my favorite projects with Mach is when August Phantom is on the boards. Can you ask them if they'll even link back up and drop more?
Anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to art, culture, and this thing that we do. Like I said, it's the most advanced form of communication. Like as far as, you know, with sound, you know, drum, percussion, all these different instrumentation modalities and shit like that, and just the way we play with language and poetic license and, you know, pentameter and all of this shit like that. Like nobody's doing it to the degree that we're doing it. So anything's possible when it's like that, right? Because that's where we coming from with it, right? So it's infinite. Like yeah. Shit, it might be one coming on the way down the pipeline. You never know.
You got time for a few more?
Yeah, I'm about it. I'm vibing.
If you could recommend one book or film to your investors to digest, what would it be? This is from the Dump Lorian.
The Dump Lorian?
Yeah.
Oh shit, man. I would tell you to feast your eyes on Ideal Zilthon or Goodbye Uncle Tom. That's a tasty treat, ain't it?
This one's from Max Momar. What's the pan-fried cod without the shallots?
Goddamn nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's a good one.
This one, I don't want to ruin the name, so I'm not going to say.
Okay.
But I'll read the question, though. Any possibility of collab albums with Billy Woods, or any collabs with Jay-Z, or any possibility of getting to read Mach's lyrics, at least on his own website?
Yo, the probabilities and possibilities are endless with all that shit. All of it.
Is it true you were taken off for written testimony, and why?
Don't you gotta be on something to get taken off? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, next. Ah, shit.
This one's from Grady Crimmins. What is Mach listening to in his current everyday rotation?
Anita Baker. Fuck you mean, nigga. Next. Oh. And Elder Bars and shit.
This one's from Keenan also. What kind of burdens do you face as a result of...
Ooh, Michael Jackson. All right, go. My bad. Go ahead.
What kinds of burdens do you face as a result of your creative genius? All right, so the IG is not cooperating, so we're gonna end it on this
Okay,
last
cool.
one. This is from Keenan Cunning. What kind of burdens do you face as a result of your creative genius?
The main burden is allowing myself to do for myself, because when you have the ability to do what I'm able to do, it's hard not to do it for others. And then you end up with nothing for yourself. So that's the hardest part, is remembering myself, that I'm here too. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the burden right there. Caring, self-love, you know what I'm saying? That shit is hard.
So yeah, I mean, if I didn't read your question, it's probably because someone asked a similar question. The most popular one was like the represses of the vinyls, HBO, FYI, and you answered all of those. So, but yeah, we're gonna put it up on the.
Yeah, HBO, all that shit. That shit's a definite. It's just a matter of time. Just be patient. Like, I'm not gonna leave you, especially not. Come on, I ever leave y'all these hands? Like, never.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. That was funny. I like the randomness.